Good day. I'm Rovil Argana, applying for team leader in Sterile Service Department at Forest View Hospital. To start this presentation, I'll tell you my vision in leading this department is to process and provide effective and quality sterile RMDs that is always available and ready to use for all the department, ensuring patient safety, complying to standards, and meeting quality improvements of evolving healthcare demands. I believe that with my style of leadership, the whole department as a team can achieve this vision. First, I want to thank everyone for this opportunity and introduce myself and my background. My name is Rovil Argana and I have 11 years working experience in hospital sterilization department. I've worked in the United Arab of Emirates for 7 years in two different hospitals and have been now working in Bremer Hospital as a CSSD loans coordinator for 4 years. Let me tell you a little bit of my story before I became a sterilization technician. While working as an OT store purchase assistant in one of the hospitals in the UAE, I was introduced to the sterilization department by my colleague, and this made me curious and interested on how surgical instruments works in the operation theater and the processing aspect of it. I then applied for a position in the sterilization department, and the supervisor has informed me all the requirements I need to achieve and the trainings I need to undergo to get my qualification. For the next 6 months, I have trained in all areas of CSSD and completed 400 hours. I then took the ISHAMS or HSPA test and become a certified CSSD technician. From then on, I have worked in CSSD technician as a CSSD technician, and in 7 years of working in UAE, I've gained a lot of knowledge and experience. I've also been given the opportunity to expand my knowledge and skills in areas relating to managing sterilization department. Some areas I've covered include understanding the standards we must adhere to, staff planning, resource management, building relationship and effective communication with other departments, company reps, and fellow technicians in different hospitals. I then moved into New Zealand and given the opportunity to work as a sterilization technician in Bremer Hospital, and I was able to aim for a higher position as a loans coordinator. As a loans coordinator, I sometimes get the chance to be a reliever for CSSD coordinator and as a CSSD manager as well when they are not in the department. While I'm on this role, I would bring to the department a democratic style of leadership, or also known as participative leadership. In this type of leadership, the leader turns to the team for inputs, ideas, and observations instead of making decisions on his or her own. That's not to say the leader doesn't have the ultimate decision making task. This is to say the leader understands the skills and ideas that could benefit the decision making process. That is according to Kini. As a democratic leader, this is how I manage the team in CSD department in my workplace. I treat everyone the same and I share my knowledge with them from past experiences so I can build a comfortable working environment for the team. I'm working with them alongside them and not just notifying them how things should be done, but also showing and explaining why we should do it in a certain way. I encourage them to express their thoughts and ideas about how to improve quality of work environment in the department that helps lift the team morale, which prevent the staff from feeling like they are just dishwashers and packers. I'm also open to ideas and suggestions to make our work efficient and effective. Even though I'm a democratic leader, there are certain things that the team needs to adhere without questions. And this is the policies and procedures which is in line with the standards that we follow here in New Zealand. In my style of leadership, I'm also aware that there are strengths and weaknesses in this leadership style. The strengths are that it can solve different kinds of problem, staffing, inventory, and equipments. I can encourage staff to be themselves. I can easily work with other departments because of the open communication and good relationship that has been built through this. The weaknesses are on the other hand is there are a lot of information that needs to be considered before deciding, which is time consuming, overload of information, and it can also lead to communication failure because a lot of members are involved. As a leader, I believe I have the knowledge of operational strategies that ensure effective and efficient management of CSSD. Before diving into operational strategies that I use, which I've learned in my years of experience, let me explain a little bit of operational strategies are. According to O, these are strategies involving creating detailed plans to execute the strategic objectives. This includes define, defining specific tasks, assigning resources, setting timelines, and establishing performance metrics to ensure day-to-day operation align with the strategic goals. As a leader, one operational strategy in CSSD is to perform staff planning, which is rostering according to the day-to-day cases and ensuring coverage for staff leave. Another is inventory management, which is the quantity of instrument that is needed. And lastly, equipment needed to perform the day-to-day operation of the CSSD. For example, the theater wants to add an ortho joint list in the schedule. As a leader, I need to gather the information about what kind of surgery are on the list, what are the instruments needed, do we have enough staff? You need to consider staff on leave, who is sick, and part-time staff. Do we have enough instruments to cover all surgeries, or can the department fast track some of what is required? And if we have enough equipment to process the instruments needed. These are all the factors needs to consider before planning a staff roster, coordinating the instruments needed for surgeries and effectively turn over these instruments to use the next day and double checking whether the equipment can cater the volume of instruments need in reprocessing. Leadership style. I understand that staff development is crucial to the department. According to Parsons, staff development or professional development is when staff gains new skill through continuing education and career trainings after entering the workforce. It can include taking classes or workshops, attending professional and industry conferences, or earning a certificate to expand your knowledge in your chosen field. Some companies offer in-house opportunities for professional development, such as training sessions or mentoring programs. But many professional development programs are done independently. As a leader, all staff on board required to take level 4 sterilization courses. I also ensure that the department provide continuous in-service trainings for the staff to gain more knowledge, updates, which in turns motivate staff to work efficiently. I will make sure to send and give staff the opportunity to attend conferences or trainings. And I will assign staff or I will assign a resource staff for every specialty to make staff committed and to have sense of ownership. If the staff wants to step up, to a higher position, we will ensure to provide them with education and trainings that is needed for that position. For example, level 5 sterilization courses or other leadership trainings. This ends my presentation. Thank you for this opportunity and spending your time with me.